town of our free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
You said you had friends in Daytona?
Not anymore.
What, so you got enemies?
As usual, your morals and your ethics are tested, and your loyalty for another man is questioned. Oftentimes, you don't end up on the same side.
Taking pride in your principles. And that's kind of atypical practice for most people.
Can I get you some coffee? Coffee's ready.
If you're having some.
When you came in, you were speaking like a speeding bullet. Can't see a speeding bullet.
6 minutes from now, there'll be a knock on that door. That door will knock, and I will be shot and killed. Never try to impede on the course Kismet takes me. But it can often be cruel that way. That way where you know something is inevitable, but you try and you run from it anyway. I can always appreciate the fortuitous moments, but now I'm aware of my fate. I mean, look at that clock. It ticks and it ticks and it goes and it goes.
Manny! You came here with a sense of urgency, so you best compose yourself. Now, if this situation is as delicate as you propose it was, then I suggest you approach it with the delicacy it deserves. I need you to slow down, drink your coffee, start over from the beginning. Now, these men, you call them killers.
I don't call them anything. That's who they are. They're trained. These are professionals.
So these Maven killers, you know them or you know of them?
I used to run the tables. I was a croupier at his casino. Mrs. Dobbins, the woman I told you about on the phone, was a woman I fell in love with.
So this relationship between you and Miss Dobbins now?
She was the one I met while dealing there. She inquired about my profession, and I told her what I did. Then she asked me if I knew about the money in Mick's safes. He had 3 of them in Santa Fe. I grew curious, and there was an obvious attraction, no doubt. So I told her I could get her the money, and that was something I was accustomed to doing.
You lied to her.
Love is a lot like poker that way. Sometimes you gotta bluff to win.
Give me another cup of coffee. But keep going, I'm listening.
We ended up getting a guy who used to work for Mick. He worked for Mick well before my time. He had access to the safes. He ended up getting the money and meeting us at a motel outside of Silver City.
Now, why exactly would this character want to help you?
Said he had some kind of score to settle. Some quarrel developed between the two some time ago. He did it out of spite to spit on his shoes.
And how did Mick find out?
He beat it out of the guy. The man did what any man would do, staring down the only way out of a barrel.
So he gives you up and tells this Mick guy about everything. Now where's Miss Dobbins?
She returned to her home in Santa Fe. I insisted that she come home with me, but what more could I say?
Is she safe?
I don't know.
You haven't heard from her since.
No. You know, right before I left, we ordered breakfast. She always ordered the same 2 eggs over easy, complemented by a piece of toast. Hardly qualifying as toast due to the fact that only its edges were crisp. Her uncle, who she had lived with, had this prepared for her every morning. Now, Mrs. Dobbins, as a little girl, would enjoy her breakfast every morning before saying goodbye to him before school. One day she returns home from school and nobody's there. Nobody's there for days. until she gets a knock on the door at 7. Now, she always remembered this because she thought she'd be late for the bus. A man told her uncle had been killed in a car accident. Now, she always ate her breakfast as if it was going to be her last goodbye because that's the only way she knew how to say it. I watched her eat it. At the time, watching her, heedlessly not knowing the implications. I didn't think about it. Something just felt like it was in place. Something felt right. I told her to call me when she returned to her home in Santa Fe. Then I asked her a question I already should have known the answer to. I asked her if she was going to be okay. She looked at me and said, "Everything will be okay. When the hands hit the right time on the clock, I'll see you again." I never knew this to be true until now. Now I see. Now I see things through her eyes. Yeah. I think I understand.
When you were here before, you couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special.